Justin Fields with time in the backfield. The pocket collapses. Justin Fields scrambles out of the backfield, throws it to Alex. Alex catches it. Touchdown, Chicago Bears.
Okay. Y'all see that? That's how fast the Mercury pad is.
So you can get the pad off of Lethal Gaming Gear, and they sell it in many different sizes. They sell their 400-900 by 410mm pad for $29.99, and that's the usual square that you see most of the time. You can get their 1000 by 500mm pad for $49.99, and their 1200 by 550mm pad for $59.99. And those two are the desk mat sizes. The stitching is good. It is pretty much flush with the surface, and it doesn't get in the way of your mouse at all. Unfortunately, it did start fraying in one spot, but just like with the Venus and all of their other pads, it's going to fray because of their different stitching technique. At least that's what they say on their website. On their speed chart, this falls under the fastest pad out of the 4 pads, and I agree with that. In my opinion, it still fits under the hybrid description, but it's just a fast hybrid pad. I can hit my shots and do quick arm swipes with ease on the Mercury, and I feel very agile when I'm moving my mouse. It's a really enjoyable experience that I think other people will like if they're looking for a pad with these kind of characteristics. So it performs well with Tiger Ice Feet, the Super Glides, and the Lethal Skates. I find that the PTFE feet have slightly more friction than the glass skates, but other than that, I think most mice feet will work with the Mercury. The dynamic friction on this pad is very low. It is definitely faster than the Venus, and static friction as well, I'd say, is actually slightly higher on here than the Venus, but just still overall, it's still a very, very fast pad, and it works well with glass skates and mouse skates as well. I've been testing the Tiger Ice Feet on the Mercury, and it slightly has more static friction and pretty much the same, actually slightly more dynamic friction. You do feel the logo on the pad when you swipe your mouse over it, but it's in the bottom right corner of the mouse pad, so you aren't really gonna feel it at all. Like, you aren't gonna swipe your mouse over it at all. The rubber base is solid. When I try to move it around with my hand, it doesn't move around. Although when I'm putting a good amount of pressure on my mouse and do figure eights, the mouse pad does move. I think that has to do to the fact that the pad hasn't laid flat yet, but I mean, that's just what you just have to expect when it comes to rectangular prism boxes. I hope more companies will be selling mouse pads in flat packages so that, you know, you don't have to worry about, you know, not being a flat at all. I like this mouse pad. As I said before, I feel very agile when I'm using the Mercury, and I love that experience. Although I would not main this pad. It doesn't fit my tastes, and I'm looking for a hybrid pad that's balanced and doesn't lean too heavily to either side of controller speed. The Mercury leans towards speed, and I would prefer the Venus instead. I can say that based off of the facts, the Mercury is a good pad, but based off of my opinion, I don't like it. So all in all, this is a very good mouse pad that might fit you if you're looking for a hybrid pad with speed to it. The build quality is almost perfect. I say almost perfect because of the fraying on the stitching, but other than that, everything else is great. And the different sizes the Lethal offers is perfect as well. So if you're looking for just a square, they got that. And if you need a desk mat, they got that too. And it's just overall a good fast hybrid mouse pad that I can really recommend to anyone. When it comes to aftermarket mouse mods and mouse pads, it takes a lot of research and work in order to find your niche. Once you do find your niche, then you have to put in the work in order for your in-game performance to get better. And in this video right here, I show you how you can develop your aim so that you can hopefully perform better.